Hello and welcome back. How's everybody doing? Last video we went over the in the Slimeball facts videos, I should say, we went over just how to find them and the best way to locate them and how to use the app, to use the app and everything and show you how to use the app. I already have a tutorial up about that, but we showed how to find them, and what you need to do and what you don't need to do, not wasting your time digging huge rooms that do nothing. So I didn't really know, which one to pick next, so I just kind of picked one at random, and we're gonna focus on the bow because a lot of people have been saying, use the bow, and so I did. I mean, you can see in the video here in the background that it's pretty effective. It does have its drawbacks. It's not 100% guarantee, as with anything in this game. So far, anyways. I mean, there's a lot of things that don't really have a truth to them. As far as like, everybody's saying use the bow, they'll always split 100% of the time. That's not true. It is an effective means to get slimes and deal with them and whatnot, but you will see in the video later, a little bit later on, that they do still disappear. It's just I honestly think it has to do with the amount of damage that you're giving to them at a given time, but I could be wrong. But that's just what it seems like to me. It just seems like if you do too much damage too fast, then they just die and disappear. Don't give you anything anyways. But the bow seems to be a pretty good choice. It's dual purpose. You can beat the slimes with it, or if you get yourself in a situation that you just can't kill them. You'll see here later in the video that I go to kill one, and he just won't die. I mean, I don't know what it is. Oh, I guess we're using the sword at the beginning of this one. The wood sword seems to do okay on the little ones, but that's not what this video is about. I don't know how I managed to put that one in there. I think it's because I started out with the bow and then just switched to the sword because I originally started, I was going to try wooden objects, but this is the last time you'll see the sword. It's pretty much all bow. But like I was saying, the bow works because if you get yourself in a situation that you can't get out of, you can just start shooting them. And, and at that point, it's not about getting the slimes, getting out of there without dying. Especially if you're on somebody else's game or in a server, I guess you'd call it. It's not really a server; it's just playing on somebody else's, through somebody else's game. I mean, I guess it is a server, but whatever. Yeah, I would say use the bow all the time, but I mean, you could probably get away with just using your fists or a stick or a block. Not a pickaxe. I wouldn't use any tools. You don't really have to. I mean, it's not necessary, and you run the risk of losing them. So I would just use the bow, and you'll see that for the most part, it nets you slime. But sometimes they still disappear, and I mean, there's nothing really you can do about it. I mean, there's nothing out there right now, other than, as far as I've seen, is like disproving or proving these myths. So I mean, this is pretty much everything that I've accumulated, and I think it just has something to do with the amount of damage that you're giving to them at one time. That's about the best option, about the best explanation as to why they disappear or they don't disappear. But then again, it could just also be random. It could be you hit them once or twice and it sends in a code saying disappear, or something like that. I mean, I don't know exactly how that how they determine that, because as far as I can tell, there's no set. Basically, there's nothing like, you could do the same thing. Like, I hit them with the diamond swords, and I get them to split with the diamond swords. And sometimes they don't. I mean, so it's not like it's not like it's a guarantee. Don't use the diamond swords; they'll never split. You just have a better chance if you use a less powerful weapon. So that's what makes me think that it's the amount of damage that you're doing to them in a given amount of time. So what I typically do is I'll hit them once or twice, and back up and kind of let them not so much heal, but just give them a second, so I'm not delivering damage to them the whole time. Even with the little ones, not the small ones. Those I just kind of go in, take them out, just more so because they annoy me. I mean, they don't hurt you or anything, but man, they can sure make you go wherever they want to go. Because you try jumping out of them and you jump and then they hit you, you jump, they hit you. It's annoying. So as far as the big one goes, I mean, you can see here, I'm like, I'm hitting him. Well, I wasn't hitting him, and I don't know why I wasn't hitting him. You see that in the video. I don't know why he wasn't getting hit, but that happens. That happens off and on. Sometimes, I don't know if it's coding in the game or what, but you'll go to hit him and you'll be right there. You're right next to him, and he doesn't take the hit. So, watch out for that. That could really screw you over, especially if you don't have any food on you. But I don't know if I mentioned this already, but don't use I wouldn't use the arrows unless you absolutely have to, just because the arrows seem to be a little bit overpowered for these. You can use them on the big ones. There doesn't seem to be a problem. Well, there you go. One of them disappeared, but for the most part, there doesn't seem to be too much of a problem with the see there again. Yeah, see that right there. That's why I wouldn't use the arrows. I mean, you just watched I think it was a big one disappear or a medium one disappear, and then a small one disappear. So I wouldn't use the arrows with the exception of just on the big guys, and even then you still run the possibility of losing them. So I mean, if you can do it and you're not gonna die in the process, I would recommend just hitting them with your fist, and that's it. The fit were a fist or a bow. Bow seems to be pretty good, and like I said, I don't know if it's just the bow itself or it's just the object, a blunt object hitting them. But it's the bow seems to work. I'm going to try it. There will eventually be more videos coming out that I'm going to try with a stick. I'll try to get a couple of videos like I got here. There's a combination of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different clips that I've put in here. Just and the reason I do that is just to give you guys more than just one. Oh, hey, look, didn't work. I do have a few more of them, but I try to keep my videos around 10 minutes just because I know that the longer videos, if there's nothing really being said in them, that you're just going to stop watching it. And, you may miss something, that might have been at the end of it, that might have been the key, and then you lose out. So, I mean, I try to keep them around 10 minutes. Sometimes they go over, sometimes they're not quite 10 minutes. This one's going to end up being around 11 minutes. I think it's 11 minutes and 11 seconds. All depends on how many minutes or how many seconds YouTube wants to add to it. Normally they add a second to it. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just something they have to put into it or something, if there's actually something they add to the video or what. I don't know. I don't really care, to be honest with you. But 1 second isn't really going to make you guys not watch the video anyways. But so that's pretty much why I don't really go any longer there. But that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, I'm kind of running out of things to talk here in a 10-minute video because there's not much to say. Don't use the arrows unless you actually have to, and don't use weapons or tools or anything. Just kind of hit them with a stick, or you can hit them with the bow. So far, anyways. Don't use the weapons. As a fact yet. I'm going to do a video for that, but as of yet, I don't have enough to make a to make the calls whether it's beneficial or not. So as soon as I get enough of said object. I will put it out there, but as it is right now, the bow seems to be pretty good for what you're doing. So I just use that. You can see here, I think I use the sword, and I think he splits, but I don't think the little one split after I hit him with it, because this is the guy that I was hitting him, but he just wouldn't die, so I busted out the sword, and then you watch, that one don't split, that one don't split, that one either. So basically, you can, in here you can use your fist and he splits. So basically, don't use I wouldn't use any of the weapons or tools, especially diamond on them. But there you go, guys. I hope this helps. Leave it in the comments. Let me know.